Welcome to Toffee TV, it's the Everton News Daily. It's Tuesday, the 24th of January. This time next week, will we have all our players in? Will we have anyone in? Will it be panic stations? Will we be going down to the last couple of hours? We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. But we've been linked with a couple of players today. Not many. A couple of under 23 players. A couple of random links. A couple of random ones out. Hasn't really got going yet. Will we go in for any more? We're going to have to wait and see, aren't we? And then we talked about last week, Tosin Adarabayo. And that's how you say it, because it's in his Twitter. It's spelt out phonetically, how you say it. The City under 23 centre-back. Everton are trying to get a deal done so he can come in next week. I think he'd go straight into the under 23 side. Big, strong, strapping centre-back, old school, probably maybe doesn't fit in quite with Pep Guardiola's fundamental way of playing football. So Everton trying to get a deal for him to come in for next week to go into David Unsworth's squad with hopefully the chance to break through into the first team in the next 6 to 12 months. So that could possibly be done. A couple of names being linked away from the club. Darren Gibson is being linked with a move to Sunderland, and also James McCarthy on loan being linked with a move to Sunderland. Now Sunderland are effectively trying to put together Everton's squad from around 2009 to 2011. David Moyes has brought in Stephen Pienaar, Victor Anichebe. He's been linked with Phil Jagielka. He's brought Julian Lescott in. It won't be long before he gives Tony Hibbert a ring and tries to get him into the squad. But yeah, so the possibility, Darren Gibson, I think Darren Gibson going to Sunderland would be a great move for us and for the player to relaunch his career. He just hasn't been involved anywhere with Ronald Koeman. He was given that 2-year contract just before Ronald Koeman came in, almost in the hope that someone would come in and buy him. But it seems that not everyone's as stupid as us. So obviously he's a player who struggles with his fitness and his levels of fitness as well. I think are the main problem, and his levels of fitness are just not anywhere near good enough for what Ronald Koeman wants. And Ronald Koeman has just basically pushed him to one side and says, "I don't want to deal with you." So if we can get rid of him and if he can go, I think it'd be best for both parties. It's a shame. Great football on his day, but unfortunately, this is the reason why he never made it at Man United. He's just never fit. And I think if he just couldn't ever push himself to the levels that Ronald Koeman wants. So James McCarthy, that's been linked a few times to Sunderland on loan. Obviously he's on the bench at the moment, and with Schneiderlin and with Garnett's come back, Tom Davies in good form, Gareth Barry. It's hard to see where he'll fit in, but I do think that Ronald Koeman likes him. So the potential is still there. And don't forget, he's only just come back from injury as well. So you might have to buy this time, but there's a possibility he could still have a future at Everton. Some names we've been linked with today. Jonathan Cafu has been linked to us in the Dutch media. He's Ludogorets midfielder. He scored 4 goals in this year's Champions League. We've been linked with him along with Sunderland. Now I think the rule is that he'd have to play for us first before he could sign for Sunderland. I think that's clearly the way they're going at the moment, as I've already mentioned. I don't know anything about this player. I know he's got a cool second name. I'd love to see an Everton shirt with Cafu on the back. That would be cool. It's a bit of a shame that Schneiderlin's took the number 2 shirt, because that would have looked really cool. But yeah, he's a player we've been linked with in the Dutch media. Now I don't know whether the Dutch media are getting sort of starting to maybe highlight us a little bit more because of Ronald Koeman, etc. So there's a player we've been linked with. Another player we've been linked with is, for the last month or so, and it's a bit of a complicated this one. Thomas Delaney, midfielder, Werder Bremen midfielder. He's been on loan at Copenhagen. It's a player that we've tried to get a couple of times, I believe, making a couple of different bids. I think the last bid we put in was £8 million. Which was rejected by Werder Bremen. Now, unfortunately, we couldn't even go higher now this season because he's played for Copenhagen on loan. He's gone back to Werder Bremen and they have played him. So he's played for 2 teams in the same season. Now, the rule is you cannot play for 3 teams. So there's no way we could even get him now unless we signed them and loaned them back to one of the clubs that... Yeah, that would be the only way. But that has been completely rejected by Werder Bremen. It's a player that Ronald Koeman likes. I don't know whether it's him or Steve Walsh, but they've put in a couple of bids. But that looks like that can't go really any further now because of that rule. Yeah, which is disappointing. If that's, I don't know whether that's Werder Bremen just being a bit sneaky. See, they might send them back to Copenhagen now. It's been done before. But that's a play they like, but that one doesn't seem to be going any further. The only one today, this is the only one that sort of could have any legs on it from what I can see. It's a player called Anton Donkor. Left-sided player, playing for Wolfsburg, I believe. You know, he was rumoured to be going to Villa. Left midfield, I think he's an under-20s player. Left midfielder. Now, it looks like in the reports are in German and some of the media in England is that Everton are going to go after him. Some reports in Birmingham, actually, like the Birmingham Mail, I think, of saying that Villa have missed out on him. But they're not saying they've missed out on him because we're going after him, but they've missed out on him, and now we're going to go after him. So a left-sided midfielder, as I say, 19-year-old under-20s German international. Now, don't know whether this was a player that come in. I don't know whether it'd be to go into the first team squad or into the under-23 squad. But it's a player who's looking for more football. As I say, he's been at Wolfsburg. So that one could have legs. That could be one of those ones that comes from nowhere and you don't know who he is. This could be one of those names Steve Walsh has been looking at and thinking, yeah, we'll have a bit of that. That's the kind of player. Left midfield, we're not, you know, we haven't got an abundance of left midfielders. It's a position that we've struggled in for a while. The change of system has certainly helped with Leighton Baines maybe pushing a little bit high up the pitch. So that's a possibility. Anton Donkor. So yeah, we'll wait and see. We're just waiting. I know we've already signed a couple of players, but we're just waiting for something to happen. Are we? Maybe 1 or 2. I think Jim White said we were looking at 3 the other day. I don't know. The club have got a week. And there's no game in that meantime. So I don't think there's any. As I've mentioned before, there's no rush. But let's just hope we do get them in. Let's hope we get a couple more in at least, just to bolster the squad and give us that little push for Europe. There's a video out tonight, Tuesday topic. Can we make Europe? Go and check it out. It's a bit random at times. There's another part which is very random at times. That'll be out in the next couple of days. Thank you for watching Toffee TV. This has been the Everton News Daily. We'll see you later.